Hi guys, it's John here, your theory godmother with his magic wand. You shall go to the ball. Right, I'm sorry, this is basically bringing all the bits and pieces together for knowing out all the notes on the guitar. It's like you had to learn separate pieces of the jigsaw puzzle first for it all to fit together. I'll give you one piece of the jigsaw to look at that. The first piece was basically knowing the notes on the E string, and that is from the basically using the chromatic scale, because it follows chromatic scale from E. I've missed all the notes out now. All I've then said is then you must now memorise, I've got memorised there, the dot marks on the E string for this to work, which are on the 3, the 5, the 7, the 9, 12. On most guitars, that's where the dot marks appear. And I said on the 6th string or the E string, it's G, A, B, C sharp, E. You have to have that memorised. So the 3rd fret is G, 5th fret is A, 7th fret is B, C sharp and E. Okay, and you can be able to work those out randomly. And I call that gab. I'll put in the bracket C sharp E. The next bit of the jigsaw piece, if you wish, was to know the notes on the A string. And again, it works from the knowing the chromatic scale starting on A, because after A it's A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, and so on. I'm not going to go on there again. And again, just know what the dot marks spell on the 3, the 5, the 7, 9 and 12 on the 5th string, which is C, which is D, which is E, which is F sharp and A. So you must know that piece of the jigsaw. C, and I'll make a little acronym out of that, F sharp A. Okay, a pseudo acronym. I don't think it's a real acronym. Anyway, that's just been all semantics now, isn't it? Let's talk about now the 2nd string. All I want now is you to know the dot marks on the 2nd string, which are D, E, F sharp, G sharp, B. That's another F sharp, if you wish, just like we've got F sharp here on the 5th string. There's a F sharp there. That might help. So remember, D, E, F sharp on the 3, the 5. And the 7th there, D, E, F sharp, and it's G sharp and back to B. In a nutshell, you've got to know gab C sharp E on the 6th string, C F sharp A on the 5th string, and on the B string F sharp G sharp B. It's also wise to note the notes on the open notes. I used elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Some of you commented Eddie 8 dynamite. Something goes Eddie or something, bang goes Eddie or something. You know, whatever it takes. You know the couple of facts that there are 12 notes in music. They're the 12 notes being repeated. Okay, there's no sharp. That's the symbol for sharp and flat between E and F and B and C. That's a fact. Right. Basically, all hinges that you know those dot marks on the 6th, the 5th, and the 2nd. I'm going on again, but it's really that important for this to hang together. And then know this process of how to work out the notes on the 4th or the D string and the 3rd and the G by going back a process using the octave. So I've done a little example there. Want to know what the note there? I look back, a string in between and a fret in between. That pattern, that diagonal pattern, will tell me that note, which is A. Likewise, if I know these notes on the 5th string as well, C F sharp A. If I want to know what that note is, I refer it back, same diagonal pattern. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, believe it or not, potentially you can work out every note on the guitar using this system. It's as easy as that once you've got those bits down. So if you haven't got those down, and it took a good series of lessons to get to this point, I can appreciate, and I appreciate the patience. If you haven't got that, it's not worth going on to the next bit. So please make sure you've got this bit. I'm going to prove how all this comes together on the guitar in a minute. And but just say if I wanted just to work out all the notes across this fret, for instance, this is how I would work it. I put my 3rd finger here. Use your 3rd finger, and we know that on the 7th fret, all along the 7th fret, we know this is a B because G A B. And the next one, because we've done our memorisation of this, so C, D, E, I know that's an E. And this A is going to go, okay, back to that one. I know it's an A by referring back to that one because I know that this is G to A. Are you with me? if I want to know what note that note is, okay, I'd refer it back to that note, which I should know, which is, well, I can work out C to D, which is a D. Okay, and now I need to use the dot marks for this. D, E, F sharp, that's an F sharp. And when I get to here, it's going to be exactly the same. It's 2 octaves. It's B, so I've worked it out. Does that make sense? If I let me just do this fret right across, using this methodology. Okay, I know this is A because GA is the 5th fret. C, D, I know that. If I want to work that out, I go back this octave, refer it back so it's a G. And I go back to this octave, this is a C. And I know the dot mark here is an E, and this is an A. You with me? I'm going to do this on the guitar in a moment. If it is as simple as that, it's all reliant on keep going on about it again, but please, I'm just going to bang on about it. You must know the Gab C sharp E, C Def sharp A, Def sharp G sharp B, and you must go back this octave principle for the 4th string to the 6th string, and for the 3rd string to the 5th string, and know the dot marks on the 2nd and the double dot marks. Stop and rewind if you need to do that, okay? But I'm going to show you that on the guitar in a moment, and hopefully that all makes sense. Hello, it's John back again. Right, this is going to be the proof of the pudding, okay? I've done the talk. I've got to walk the walk now. And I always say to my students, I won't teach anybody stuff that I can't do myself, okay? And this is basically, I'm going to show you putting all this process together. Right, remember, just once more, just to show you on the guitar, G, A, B, C sharp E, Gab C sharp E. So I need to know that. So if I want to find where A is, I go G, oh there's A. I want to find where B is, oh G, A, B, got it. I want to find C sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. But if I want to find G sharp and think, well I know where G is, it's G sharp. But if I want to find A flat, now listen carefully, I know where A is, I flatten it. Remember that rule. So G sharp is A flat, okay, remember that. Now, likewise for this string, the 5th string, the dot marks, where are they? Shout out C, don't be shy, C, D, E, F sharp A. C, Def sharp, D, E, F sharp A. There's C, on the 3rd, if I want E, that's C, D, E, there's E. If I want D, so forth on the 5th. Okay? If I want F sharp, C, D, E, F sharp. Okay, what if I want F? Okay, C, D, E, next door, F. You need to know the dot marks on the 2nd string. It's Def sharp again, D, E, F sharp. But we've got a G sharp on the 9th and B on the 12th. Obviously, anything you played open, E, A, D, G, B, E, must be the same here. I'm using my 3rd finger, I'll show you why in a moment. Let's grab a little bit more of a close-up. Right, I'm going to traverse going across there. So I'm thinking, oh, actually I'll back off a little bit so you can see the dot marks. I'm thinking, what is that note? Well, I know it, G, A, B, because it's from the dot mark principle. I want to know what this note is, okay? Well, I know it's the dot mark principle because on the 5th string I use that, C, D, E. Happy with that? Now I want to know what this note is. I don't use a dot mark principle, I have to use the octave. So, which is a string missing and a fret, and I lock my finger over and refer back to this note, which I know from the dot mark principle, G, A. Now it's the same octave principle but on that. And I know what the notes are on here, that's a C, that's a D. So this must be a D. If I want to know what the note is on here, I'll go back to the dot mark principle, which is on the 2nd string. That's D, E, F sharp. And this note now on the 1st string, 7th fret, must be the same as the low E string, which is A. So that's B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. Okay? Now if I want to do it on the A, let's just do it again. How do we work it out? Well, it's a dot mark on the 6th. So have a little commentary with yourself to say what it is. So it's G, A. I use the dot mark principle. For this, I use the dot mark principle for the 5th, C to D. What do we use for the 4th? Well, I must use the octave principle, but refer it back to the G. So it's a G. Then, for the 3rd, I refer it back to the 5th, which is a C. Okay, you with me? And now I use a dot mark, D to E, on, because it's the dot mark principle in the 2nd. and now it's A. Right. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to do some real life applications then. Or just the last lesson. That's the principle, but I'm going to show you how to work out, like, say, you'd be able to rattle out off the notes of off a scale or off a chord. Okay, by using this principle, this technique. Okay, even when I'm playing these things fast, I'm not memorising. I'm using this system just a little bit quicker. I'm just get used to it. Gab C sharp E, that's your mantra. C def sharp A for the fifth, that's your mantra. Def sharp G sharp B, E A D G B E. Octave, octave. That's it. If you remember all those things, everything will all fall into place. Stick with it, guys, because I mean, really, this was learning the notes on the keyboard. If you're doing the previous, is a piece of cake. I was going to say something else then, but it is, because it's all linear. 2 black notes left of. But on the guitar, like I said, it was so to start off with. I'm not going to say complicated because I don't want to put a block. But you by using this principle, you'll get there. But it takes a while to get to this point to understand it. So I really appreciate that you've hung in with me, and we're going to put all this together then. And once we've broke through that barrier of knowing how to work out all the notes on the scales and chords, everything will all fall in place and make sense to you. Peace.